President, I don't trust. I think there's truth from a lot of people, but not our president.
Not well.
I think it's getting better. I still
Yeah.
think we have the left and the right, and I think the closer we come to the middle, because I'm about the right, the truth.
Right.
That's where I want to be. I want us all to be where we're all happy and putting out good energy.
And you think we're moving in that direction?
I do.
Good.
That's one of the few things I think Donald Trump has done, is that round us all up to sort of get real and get on the right path.
Right.
Not that I'm a huge fan of his,
Yeah.
but
Good.
there's some good
Not
things there.
well. We're tolerating lies.
Depends on who's speaking, of course. I would say that there are a number of politicians today that lack credibility, and there are others who are being deemed unfit when they try and speak the truth. So it's a little
The
disconcerting.
nation is doing with truth. I think we've reached a point where truth is first defined by most people by what they believe. And what I mean is, most folks nowadays in the age of the social networks figure out where my feelings are and then align their thoughts on truth based on that feeling. I don't think it's genuine, and I really don't think it's earnest in terms of where their truth comes from. I think it stems directly by how they feel on any given topic. So they take their feelings and they point to their self-evident truths based on how they feel about it. If something makes them feel bad, it can't be true in their worldview.
Well, it depends on who you're talking about. Yeah. So some of us are doing better than others. Others are really struggling.
People are lining up
I
behind it.
think that too many people have the notion that they can invent their own. That too many people believe that there's no such thing as objective truth. And there is objective truth.
Yeah.
And that is an objective truth in itself.
That's a good point. Nobody said that. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Marginal at best.
Marginal best.
Are you living your truth today?
I try.
Good.
Fairly good.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
But it takes some work.
Yeah. Say more about that.
Well, you have to really look and check facts out to make
Yeah.
sure that the truth is the
I
truth.
like to think that I'm reasonably objective. Being a human,
Yeah.
I have my own frailties, but I like to believe that I try and not propagate things that are obviously wrong and hurtful.
Is it harder?
No, it's not any harder. I think I'm just more focused on trying to take that tack rather
Right.
than say I won by a landslide and 3 million votes.
I think fine.
Yeah?
With me, my friends.
Yeah.
I just told you the truth.
Okay,
pretty
yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
I mean, the times when I shade the truth in my dealings with one other individual is to
Right next to those. Well, right next to L4, L5.
to shield them from being uncomfortable. And that's
Yeah.
that's the only excusable use of shading the truth that I've ever been able to come.
Right.
Well, my general philosophy is to always question my answers. And so if I decide that I know something and I have an answer, I take the position of challenging it, just to figure out what's the counter to my own perspective. And so truth through my eyes is not so much how I view it or research it, but more the alternatives to that truth. And the goal there for me really is to find what I deem is true, the best alternative to that truth. If there is a best alternative, I'll consider it. If not, I stick to what I've researched and what I've found to be fact-based based on that.
Good. I think I've always tried to be in the truth. I think I'm much more politically aware now. But yeah, I like both sides. I don't want to be over here. I don't want to be over
Right.
here. I want that middle. I want the real truth, and I want to move ahead.
I don't think well, I mean, we all have biases, you know. But I think the bottom line, facts are facts.
But bias does affect how we.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
How you interpret the facts.
Yeah.
And then some people deny that the facts are facts. And so that really undercuts a lot. And I think a lot of people's, it's more about belief and how they feel.
Yeah.
Than more about, like they're just in the Washington Post the other day about services. Where do services go to? Like welfare services. The vast majority of the welfare services and other services go to working class whites,
right,
and not to Latinos, not to blacks, and who are disproportionately far poorer than most whites.
Yeah.
But there's a belief out there that, and it's a belief that can't be shaken, that somehow these other folks are taking away.
Yeah, it's them.
It's them.
Yeah.
And we have to blame them because they're taking our jobs away. They're taking our everything away from us.
Yeah.
And it's just unfounded.
Yeah.
And so
Which gets back to the first question, the truth.
Yeah, right.
Well, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I mean that's the
most
point.
people out of their bias are going to ignore all of that.
Right.
Right. And they just won't listen to you. Go, well, that's just the elite establishment. That's what they say.
Right.
And that's just not
left-wing propaganda.
Left-wing, whatever it is.
Maybe just the difference in emphasis on idealism of millennials versus the practicality of the jobs and the economic situation that we were born into.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Okay.
The truth is, they look for different areas to find
I
answers.
think that the only difference is that because of technology, things are transported faster, and sometimes I get the feeling that people think that if it's out there electronically, that it must be correct, even though it may have dubious origins. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, very much so. Just simply because the emphasis now is, it's not so much on what the truth is, it's almost this groupthink approach, meaning there's a socially acceptable part to the truth for this generation, where my truth has to be acceptable by the crowds that I then associate with, as opposed to older generations. I think folks were more willing to stand alone based on facts that they've determined based on their own research. You didn't really have this group share, group thought like you have today, where I think most millennials, they tend to align with the crowd. And I think it would be wise for most millennials to consider zigging when the crowd is zagging, and really just trying to figure out what is a counter to what I think I believe, and is it a possibility that I could be wrong? And so just the difference I would say is that one generation tends to be focused on finding truth as it relates to their life for themselves. The new generation, or the millennials, tends to think of truth as it relates to the people I associate with. So it can only be true if we all
I
think
have
it's
a lot of 40-ish-year-old friends and children.
Yeah, you're definitely talking another generation.
Yeah, that's another generation, but
Do you think truth is different?
We're in mutual agreement.
Well,
okay, good, good.
Morality is no longer being taught in America. There's a generation of people who have grown up thinking that truth, that objective truth, that absolutes are either important, unimportant. It's a difference in the way things used to be taught and the way they're being taught now.
Are you hopeful?
It's tragic. I am.
That's not a question on my list, but I thought you are.
I am hopeful. I think that the current political situation is forcing a lot of people to take another look at things.
Right.
The older generations have had a lot of status quo. And I think the younger generations are like, it's time to break that up a little bit because it hasn't been working. And we do need to fix things.
Right.
Yeah, speaking from my own experience with like the peers that are my age that I'm closest with, on whatever side of a political paradigm or spectrum, from what I notice personally, there's more of an opportunity, not necessarily opportunity, a desire to actually go out and find the information versus a lot of, I would say a higher percentage versus maybe your generation, which is used to the information coming to them via newspapers or however it used to.
Right.
There's a lack of social media awareness.
Yeah.
Not all social media is actually bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I know personally, I lived on the coast for about 7 years, and I was actively engaged in finding the information and looking at sources on both sides intentionally. And was also trained in college to do so and discern kind of truth within it, where I see a lot of the older generations not doing so. Which again, if you look at, like one of my buddies pointed out as the facts, when you look at little different political analysis and such, you see a lot more of the younger generation being more progressive, because my own bias tells me that that's where the facts lie.
Yeah.
And kind of letting
I'm
go
just going to say there's a difference.
Okay. Can you want to go any further than that? Like, what is that difference?
I think there's a difference with the loyalty.
Oh. Loyalty to?
I think it is.
Employers?
How?
I think that we have experience behind us, and we're more willing to sort out fact from fiction. And they're more willing to, because of the media and the internet and the Facebooks and all of the other places, there's more truth out there that really is probably not completely true.